Chinedu pushed Ifunanya roughly. Why can't you get anything right? He shouted, his voice echoing through the house. Ifunanya's eyes filled with tears as she picked up the broken plates from the floor, her hands trembling. Once upon a time, Chinedu and Ifunanya were the perfect couple. They met in university and quickly fell in love. Chinedu was studying engineering and Ifunanya was in the business department. Their love was the envy of all their friends. They got married shortly after their graduation and their future seemed bright. Chinedu got a job at a construction firm while Ifunanya stayed home to take care of their two young children. But over time, things started to change. Chinedu began to stay out late, coming home smelling of alcohol and perfume. He became more demanding, expecting Ifunanya to cater his every need. He stopped appreciating her effort and began to treat her like a servant. One evening, Ifunanya was preparing dinner when Chinedu stormed into the kitchen, angry about something. He accused her of being lazy and ungrateful, even though he had spent the entire day cleaning the house and taking care of the children. Ifunanya tried to defend herself, but Chinedu wasn't interested in listening. He grabbed her arm and shoved her, causing her to drop a plate. The next morning, Ifunanya woke up early to prepare breakfast. She hoped to avoid another confrontation from Chinedu. As she fried the eggs, she thought about the woman she used to be. She was once confident and full of dreams. Now she felt like a shadow of her former self, constantly walking on eggshells around her husband. Chinedu came down from the stairs looking angry. He barely acknowledged Ifunanya as he sat at the table. Ifunanya placed the food in front of him, but he pushed the plate away. "This is cold," he complained. Ifunanya apologized and hurried back to the kitchen to make a fresh batch. That evening, Ifunanya sat alone in the living room, thinking about her life. She wondered how things had gotten so bad. She remembered the promises Chinedu had made on their wedding day, how he had vowed to love and cherish her, but those words seemed like a distant memory now. As days turned into weeks, Ifunanya's situation grew worse. Chinedu's behavior became more erratic and abusive. He criticized her cooking, her cleaning, even the way she looked after the children. Ifunanya felt trapped, unsure of how to escape the nightmare her life had become. One day, Ifunanya decided she couldn't take it anymore. She packed a small bag with some clothes and important documents. She took the children and left the house while Chinedu was at work. She went to her parents' house, hoping they would understand and support her. When Chinedu came home and found the house empty, he was furious. He called Ifunanya repeatedly, leaving angry messages. Ifunanya ignored the calls. Knowing she had made the right decision, she explained everything to her parents, who were shocked and saddened by her story. They promised to help her get back on her feet. In the following weeks, Ifunanya began to rebuild her life. She found a job at a local boutique and enrolled her children in a nearby school. She felt a sense of freedom she hadn't felt in years. It was a difficult journey, but Ifunanya was determined to create a better future for herself and her children. Chinedu tried to contact Ifunanya, apologizing and begging her to come back. He promised to change, but Ifunanya knew better. She had seen his true colors and wasn't willing to go back to that life. She filed for divorce and focused on moving on. Years later, Ifunanya looked back on that difficult period with a mixture of sadness and relief. She had found the strength to leave a toxic situation and build a new life for herself. She was proud of the woman she had become, no longer a housemaid on her own home, but a strong and independent woman. Ifunaya's story became an inspiration to many women in her community. She spoke at local events, sharing her experiences and encouraging others to stand up for themselves. She wanted to show that no matter how dark things might seem, there was always a way out. And with time, courage, and support, anyone could find their way back to the light.